I'm rocking with G-Sportz.
Preview.
Here with number one D tackle in the country for 2021, Terrebonne D tackle, Maason Smith. Appreciate you joining the Zoom segment with me, Maason. Man, I know you got a lot going on with, staying caught up work, working out, and having a social life.
Yeah. But right now, I work out on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays every week. And then usually on the days in between, that's when I get caught up on, say, my schoolwork or just chilling out, helping out around the house, something like that. But I usually wake up at like 10, 9, somewhere around now. And then I usually do my homework first, right, when I get up. And then if I don't got training, because I got training at 2, if I don't got training, then I just chill out the rest of the day. But other than that, I just be chilling on the game. Yeah.
What games you playing, man? What games you playing, bro?
I'm on that Call of Duty and that Madden, that Fortnite. That's the main 3 right now.
No NBA 2K?
No, I don't be on that 2K like that. Last time I was on that 2K was 2K17.
Okay. What you looking like in that Madden? Because I'm hearing that your fellow teammate, Ja'Kai Douglas, he talking about he's supposed to be the man. He was the man.
Well, shoot, Caden had sent to the group chat. He had Bus, J. Luke, and Ja'Kai, so I don't know. But I'm decent. I just gotta learn a lot more about the game. I gotta learn. Like I don't know how to do a lot of stuff on the game, so I gotta do my research.
Your first camp you ever went to, you got an offer.
Yeah.
And your second one, you went to Southern Miss, you got your second offer, and then it kind of just took off from there. Let's talk about that process, Maason, man, from your 9th grade year to your senior year, going into your senior year.
Yeah.
How you, not just as a football player, but as a person.
Man, I ain't gonna lie to you. The recruiting process is a tough process. Like, I didn't learn so much from this. Like, I learned a lot about myself and about society as a whole. Like, I learned that you can't trust everybody and you can really tell the real from the fake at the end of the day. And I've also learned, like not everybody got the same goals as you and not everybody want it as hard as you, so you got to go get it for yourself at the end of the day. And as a football player, what I've noticed, like, I've changed a lot. Like, going into the 9th grade, I was just big. And that's just plain simple. That's why they had me out there to take up bodies, and just implementing the program and progressing in the program and then in the system, the defense. I've seen myself growing as a player. From 10th grade, I did decent. But to 11th grade, I put up a lot of good numbers, and I guess that's just a part of trusting the process, like working out, training. And that's what really got me in. It's brought me football in this process brought me a lot of blessings, and it's made me meet a lot of people that I never thought in my life I would be able to meet. It's not every day that you meet Nick Saban or you talk to Nick Saban on the phone, or like shoot, I talked to Quavo before on the phone. They put me on. Yeah.
How was that?
That was crazy. He a cool dude, but shoot, I never.
People, an Alabama fan or a Georgia fan?
He a Georgia fan.
Right.
He a Georgia fan. So shoot, I have never thought in my life that I'd be able to meet some of these great human beings, but at the same time, you realize that they just like you.
You get on Twitter and whoever y'all was playing that week, you could see guys tweeting and saying, "Oh, I'm about to show him that he not the best D tackle in the state or the country.
Yeah.
I'm about to show 5-star. I'm about to make my name on Maason Smith." Just talk about the pros and the cons to being the number one D tackle in the country and how you was able to deal with it.
Well, shoot. It's the pro of it is when people tell you that it's kind of it build a fuel to your fire. Like for me, I know I just take that as motivation, and then I usually end up showing them. Like I remember when we played East St. John, the dude had told me like exactly what you said. He was like, "Man, you ain't the number one D tackle this, you ain't the number one D tackle that." And I ended that game with 2 sacks and 3 tackles for loss. So it's like
you had a hell of game, I think they ran a reverse and you like ran on or something like that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like I take that as motivation, you know, that I need to work harder. And when I was younger, I didn't understand that. I thought people was just hating on me, you know, but I take that as not as thank you, but like, you know, I don't really listen to the noise because at the end of the day, that's not who I am. I got to be where I am right now by doing things that I value and how I play the game. So, you know, I'm not gonna try to switch it up for anybody that's trying to tell me what I gotta do and what I don't gotta do. And that's what I really realized. You know, you can't please everybody.
Right.
But definitely with the trash talk, you know, it builds fuel to your fire. And it just make you better as a person because not every little thing will hurt you at the end of the day. But some negatives of it, you know, people always try to be a clout chaser and won't take your name, you know, so they're gonna try 100 times harder just going against me. You know, I get aggravating, but at the end of the day, they try to do exactly what I was trying to do a year ago. You know, make a name for myself, and I understand that. So when I see something good, I give props where props is given. You know,
Right.
And that's just simple.
I remember the first time I met you. My son had basketball practice, and you was on the other side. And I was like, it was me and Coach Kurt from Ellender.
Yeah.
Man, who that kid is down there? And Kurt was like, man, I don't know who that is. And I'm like, he can't be in high school. Like, there's no way he in high school. And I remember walking down there, and my son was even like, Daddy, who is that? He playing the NFL? Does he play for Nichols or something? I'm like, man, I don't know. I'm about to go find out. And I remember coming and walk down there and come and talk to him. And I was like, man, what's your name? And he was like, Maason. I was like, man, what? You in high school? He was like, yeah. And I was like, what grade you in? I thought you was about to be like a senior, or you was about to be like, I didn't play football. You was like, I go to Terrebonne. I'm in the 9th grade. I was like, what?
Yeah.
And I remember telling you, I was like, bro, man, I think I asked you, I was like, you got a Twitter? And I don't think you had one at the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, you need to make a Twitter. I was like, man, holler at me, bro. I was like, you need to start going to camps this summer. And then it kind of just took off from there. And it's like, everybody's seeing people like you do it. And now everybody in the Tri-Pair is like, bro, Maason did it. Jakai did it. Kyron did it. Amit did it. Trevon Reed did it. I could do it. Greg Robinson. And, you know, I think but I don't think people understand the lives that y'all are touching in that areas and home area, bro. And, you know, that's something that means a lot to me, bro, because it's like, that makes me feel good seeing people in our area. The number one D-tackle in the country, like, would you have it?
Nah, so like I remember the first time I seen that, I was at practice and one of the managers came up to me and he was like, man, make sure you got bumped up to number 20 in the country. And I was like, what? Like, you know, because I was always kind of high, but it wasn't nothing like, I was always top 100, but I was never like 20. And then from 20, I was at 20, and then after my junior season, I went to number 10 overall. And then, shoot, I went to that Under Armour Future 50 camp, and I just blew them dudes out, and I went to number 6, number 1 D tackle. So it was like, dang. And then I recently just got put as number 1 D tackle on 247. So it's kind of all been just falling into place, but it's kind of like now I gotta keep that spot. You know, I can't get complacent and just quit. You know,
what's some of the main things that you are looking for when it comes to picking a school? I mean, when it comes from the distance to the coaching staff to the conference.
Yeah.
What's some of the things?
I write some of this stuff down. So, like, I'm planning on teaming up with my homeboy Corey from California or whatever. So we like do this type of stuff.
Corey
Foreman. Yeah. So
I've been talking a lot on Instagram and stuff like that.
Yeah. So one thing that I really want to make sure is I get decent playing time my freshman year. Like, you know, I know playing time you got to earn that, but I want to go into a program that it's not a need to have me, but like I want it to be like, you know, it's open. Like I want to be able to have playing time. I definitely want it to be a family feel. Like meaning like great coaching staff, like structured. You know, not everybody leaving, going that way, going that way, going that way. Like somebody that's gonna be there for at least the 3 to 4 years I'm gonna be there. And I definitely want to, you know, have a good D-line coach that help develop my skills and help develop my pure ability to play the game. You know, and I wanna run in a 4-man front because you know I run a 3-man front in high school. And shoot, that don't be cutting it sometimes. You know, that's a linebacker defense.
Right,
so,
right.
Yeah, so the defensive line don't really get praise. So shoot, going into college, if I want to make it to that ultimate level, you know, I'm gonna need to put up some film, and I'm gonna need to just put film. So by doing that, I got to make plays, and I want to be somewhere that I can have fun but still be down to business. You know, I don't want to go somewhere that's just strict. You know, because
Right.
Even though it's a football, you know, it's still a college. It's still college experience for me. So I want to go somewhere that I'm gonna have fun, but still get the aspect of football that I need.
What's your take on as far as what conference you're playing?
Shoot, I don't really care, but I mean, most of the schools that really recruit me are from the SEC. So,
right.
Like there's a few schools that recruit me pretty hard from like the ACC, like Miami, or from like I think it's the Pac-12, like Oregon and USC and all them. And honestly, them 3 teams is probably the only teams I would go out the SEC for. If I had to make my mind right now, that's the only teams that I would look at out of the SEC.
You've always taken academics serious coming into high school.
Yeah, well, should I go back to my moms and my pops? You know, they never was slackers when they work. So, especially my mom, you know, she was an honor grad, you know, first teenager of the year, the first African-American teenager of the year in Terrebonne Parish. So, shoot, my mom, especially my mom, but my mom and dad, they done a great job with me, you know, making academic value to me. And I think more people should take it a lot serious because you see dudes left and right not having the scores they need, but really got the potential to go play Division I ball. And I didn't want to make that any type of a drawback for me pursuing my dreams. So, you know, I always had to take care of it in the classroom. But you don't always see that. Especially nowadays, kids always talk about ball, but they never got the academic side, and that's what a lot of coaches look for, and that's what people need to understand.
Right. Your mom's a doctor or a nurse?
Yeah, she's a doctor.
Right. All right. So the apple don't fall far from the tree.
Nah.
I know you've been saying for a while, and I just want to see if you kind of still feel the same way. You don't plan on making the decision to National Signing Day, correct?
Yeah, I actually hit up ESPN yesterday.
Okay.
I'm gonna be on ESPN in December.
Okay. Talk about the fact of having LSU recruiting you so hard, and you know you have some of these top ranked kids that's from Louisiana, and you know they feel the pressure of having to go to LSU.
Yeah.
And, kind of scared to go out of the state because of the scrutiny that comes behind it. Not saying you want to go pick a school out of the state. Not saying you're going to go to LSU, but talk about how you're dealing with that and how you and your family is kind of taking that situation when it comes to picking a school.
Well, shoot, with the LSU thing, I hear that every day. You know, it's never been that point to me though. Like I never grew up an LSU fan, so it's never been a dream of mine to go to LSU. I always was an Alabama fan.
Right, and your dad's a Florida fan, right?
Yeah. And my mom she only a diehard Saints fan, so she ain't never really watched college football. So it's not like my parents pressure me to go to LSU. You know, they definitely want to see what's best for me. And to like the pressure that they give, I understand that because I'm an in-state kid and they got boosters, they got all these people in their ears. Like you gotta get this dude, you gotta get this kid #1 player, he gotta stay home. But at the end of the day, like, you know, coaches have always told me to not let the recruiting get to you. Like, control your recruiting. You know, like, you could, like, a lot of schools have pressured me into committing to them, but I always tell them no. Like, you know, I'm gonna make my decision when I'm ready. You know, because I feel as if I'm not 100% committed to the school right now anyway, so I can't make that decision without having any like any second guesses. You know. Because once I go to the school, I don't want to. That's why I'm waiting to sign it, because once I get to school, once I put my all into the school, you know, I don't want to do none of that funny business. And yeah, but
because you're gonna be an early enrollee, correct?
Yeah. So just that pressure is just it was real tough for me at first. But then I kind of got on top of it, and they really do a good job with trying to stay every day to day. You know, like they're consistent with it, and you don't see that in a lot of schools. But I mean, that's not gonna really turn my decision. You know, if I feel for that school, then I'm gonna feel for them. Whether they call me every day telling me to commit or call me every other day, you know, it don't matter to me. And that's what I think a lot of people need to understand. Like, I'm not 100% to LSU, and everyone think that.
When you're talking to coaches and you have so many different schools recruiting you, talk about, because I see a lot of this being talked about on social media of college coaches I've talked to. Communication. Talk about how important that is to have good communication with someone. Understanding that plays a big part into recruiting, because I think a lot of kids lose sight of the communication aspect of it.
Well, shoot, coaches talk all the time, and no one really know that. Like, coaches talk, like different coaching staffs, like they all come from the same tree. It's crazy. Like, yeah, I didn't met so many coaches that come from under the same dude. Like, they got this old man, his name P. Jenkins. Mm-hmm. And I tell you, any defensive line coach that's worth something is come under him. So Arkansas D-line coach, Georgia D-line coach, Freddie Rose from Alabama, they all know each other. Like, so with the communication thing, I always try to get back to coach. Always, like, whether it be the same day or the next morning, you know, because you build up a bad reputation of yourself, and coaches don't want no kid that's not gonna communicate with them. That's just facts. So I just try to communicate to everybody, and you never know at all when a coach can go to the NFL or shoot. You just have to outweigh all your opportunities, I think, and you got to give everybody a shot, because you never know at the end of the day who can be what when it's time, you know. So shoot, like, I got a homeboy, a coach that left the school and went to the NFL, and he was like, I hope to see you in 4 years. Like, you know, that type. Right. So shoot, I never know when any coach that's recruiting me gonna be in the NFL. I might need him one day, you know. Right. And that's just the simple fact about it. And I always try to reach back out to everybody.
Right. If you wasn't playing football, what would you want to? What would Maason Smith want to do with his life if he wasn't playing football?
Like, right, are we talking about right now? Or we talking about
high school?
All right, yeah. So at first, before, I always thought about football. Like, I always wanted to be like a physical therapist or something like that, like something in the medical field. But now, like, I'm majoring in business, because like, it's kind of like an easy major for me, because shoot, I'm gonna have connections from playing football in college, and that just makes sense, you know. Like, my dream was always to become a physical therapist and eventually open up a physical therapy clinic.
Gotcha.
And go from there, you know. I always wanted to be a businessman though.
Okay.
And, yeah, so that's how I always been. But now that all this football stuff coming through, you know, I definitely could accomplish that goal, even without going to the NFL, nothing like that.
Right. Exactly. All right. Who is your favorite football player of all time, and why?
Shoot. Football player, like, it don't got to be a defensive lineman, none of that. Shoot. All right. I'll say my favorite player would have to be Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis. And that's just because the simple fact his hard background taught him some stuff.
Right.
And like,
right.
You know, it just really brought the animal out of him. But off the field, like, I didn't met him in real life. And that was crazy. I met him at the U. So he a cool dude, man, but that all that stuff that happened when he was younger, seeing his mom like that and all that, you know, it really taught him a lot of things, and he was wise, and he know how to do things right, and just how he played the game, you know, it's unlike something you see today.
Right. That passion.
And I think he was the best. That's what I believe. You know, he was one of the best defensive players to ever live.
Right.
And his story just crazy, his background crazy, so that's why I really like him. But if we talk about defensive linemen, Glenn Dorsey was a dog back in college when he won all them awards and stuff. So yeah, that's probably my two favorites.
Who do you listen to before a game to get you in your zone?
If I don't listen to like some calm music, I'll listen to Meek.
Okay.
Cause Meek, I feel like he has more of a motivational type of music.
Right.
It's like he talk about his story, his life, you know, and that's what really get beat down to me. Like my favorite song, like I remember we was going to play East Ascension, and it was cold out there, and I remember I had my headphones in, and I was walking on the field, and you know everybody yelling, you know how that go. In the student section, they was yelling and stuff, and I had on that Cold Hearted too, and it was like the last start of it, that rhythm that give me chills. You know, that's my favorite song. So it's like, yeah, I probably listen to Meek before a game.
Gotcha. Who is your favorite NBA player of all time?
NBA, probably Kobe or Dennis Rodman, because Dennis Rodman, you know, lockup king.
Right.
And I'm a defensive player, so shoot, I can understand that. But Kobe, just because, you know, he gave back a lot to the game. It was really sad when he died too, though.
Right.
That was really sad.
Right.
But other than Dennis Rodman and Kobe.
Number 1 D tackle in the country for 2021, Maason Smith out of Terrebonne High School in Homer, Louisiana. Maason, bro, I just want to let you know, bro, I'm proud of you. I know, you know, I don't know if I ever told you that before, but proud of you, man, and the process that the progression you've shown over these last 4 years, like I said, not just as a football player, but as a person. There's no doubt in my mind, bro, that you're going to be successful on and off the field, man. Keep doing your thing. And just promise me, man, we're going to do this Zoom segment. Oh, well, hopefully all is over by the time football season will come.
Yeah.
And we can kind of do this in person, bro. So probably we're going to do this again sometime.
Yeah.
Before we go, who you rocking with?
G-Sportz.
There it is, man. Maason Smith, number 1 D tackle in the country, man. We signing out. Appreciate you, Mace.
All right, bro.
I'm rocking with G-Sportz.